So I'm on the treadmill today, which I very rarely do, but I integrated strength training back into my training program this week. I've been a CrossFitter for the last 5 years before I picked up running, so got a pretty long strength background, but I haven't been doing it for the last couple of months while I got my legs used to running a decent amount of mileage. So anyways, went back to the gym this week and overdid it a bit, which is easy to happen, I guess. But so it's mentally, it's been a little bit of a letdown because I feel like I've sabotaged my trail running, but it's just a minor setback. So anyways, today I'm supposed to be doing 7 miles, and it may be more of I may just be power hiking on the treadmill. My normal trail has got a lot of elevation, so I need my legs to recover. So I'm on the treadmill today. Not my favorite thing in the world, but definitely a tool, and today it comes in very handy. So while I'm a little bit bored on the treadmill today, it'll be a good time to talk about the training program. So I'm doing the Firesquatch 50K, which is my first ultra, and it's at the Rocks and Roots Trail here in Columbus, or Central Ohio. There are 2 10K loops, a north loop and a south loop, and when they do the 50K races out at Rocks and Roots, whether it's this one or the Winter Trail Series in January and February, you keep running the 10K loops until you're done. So the training program is 16 weeks. So it's kind of structured that Monday is sort of a rest day. I don't run, but it's strength or recovery or stretching, things like that. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, typically 757 or 767, something like that, mileage wise. And Tuesday, Wednesday are easy runs. So either I'll do that heart rate based. The last easy runs I did were pace based. Since heart rate is so unreliable, especially on a wrist monitor or optical monitor rather than a chest strap, I think the pace based might be the way to go for now. So rest day / strength day on Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, easy runs. Thursday, it's usually another 7 miles, but that's the day to work on speed and or hills. So whatever trail I'm on that day, because I tend to do about 95% of my running on trails, I will either do sort of periodic tempo or periodic sprint intervals to get speed work in, or pick a hill and just run it, rather than the power hike up it that I would normally do if I was practicing for a race especially. And then Friday is a day off, complete day off. So I won't do anything that's super physically intense or anything. No running, usually just stretching and things like that. And then Saturday is my long run, which is mileage based, which for this week starts at 14 miles, which will be my longest, well, according to Strava, longest run. There's been a couple of times where I've left the watch off, and so I ran 14 miles but didn't get credit for it or whatever. So every week from now on, though, the long run will be the longest run I've ever run. So And then Sunday is also a long run, but it's time-based, so I'll either a 2-hour or a 4-hour time domain. So since my legs are a little trash still, feeling better today, but I opted to do the trail, or not a trail run, to do the treadmill run. So what I'm gonna do today is just work on speeding up my power hiking pace. One of the previous videos I mentioned this, but the sort of drop dead pace for me for the Firesquatch 50K to finish, it starts at 7:30 a.m. and you have to finish before dark, basically. So that pace is like a 19.5-minute mile, I believe, something like in that ballpark, which is obviously pretty slow, but considering that my longest run so far is right around 14 miles, I wanted to figure out what would be the absolute slowest that I could do and finish it. So that's the pace. Now, obviously I won't be going that slow the whole time. Hopefully not at all. But if so, I should still be able to finish the race at that pace. So this is about particular treadmill work today, since my legs are still recovering from the strength and from the added miles. This is the best thing, I think, for me to do today, because I'm just kind of winging it on this stuff when I feel like I need to make a change. But a lot lower impact, obviously. I'm not going to tend to brutalize them further by, you know, pounding a downhill or something. So try to turn every perceived negative into a learning situation, or basically just try to make lemonade, because this is what I'm able to do today safely, because I'm really trying to preserve the long runs. Saturday is absolutely the most important day for me, because time on feet, that's the only way I'm going to finish it in November, which is when the 50K is. Okay, so I walked that first mile 17 minutes and 14 seconds. Walking pretty slow, so that's pretty good. It's a full 2 minutes under what I would do, and when I'm on the trail I tend to hike a little faster than that. I'm just trying to baby the legs to preserve the long run, but I am going to do some running here and see how it feels. So I'm just sort of jogging at around 5 miles an hour. Pretty easy pace, just testing it out, making sure I don't overstress things for the long run. And another thing about this treadmill workout. So our treadmill is out in our barn, where we have all of our other stuff, CrossFit stuff. And yes, that's a wrestling ring. Maybe more on that some other time. But the nice thing about having the treadmill out here is to still get heat training. It's muggy, hot. It's going to be heat index, I think, over 100 today. Not this early, but it's going to get there. So another reason why I'm doing today well, not indoors, but not out on the trail, just because it's almost dangerous hot. So here I'm 100 feet from my house, but I still get to heat train and sweat a lot. I feel like I'm not taking it too easy on myself, which I don't ever want to do. So now that I have an idea of about what my pace would be for just walking, no running at all, what I'm doing now is to try to have a little bit more of a realistic simulation, because I'll never almost never be just walking. So I'm gonna be jogging slash running a quarter to a half mile every, well, pace would determine how often, I guess, but I'm doing random quarter to half mile jog slash runs at about, you know, nothing fast, 10 to a 10.5 mile pace. Just want to have a more realistic idea of what the pace will be, and it just makes it a little bit less mundane when I'm switching things up. If you can't tell, I really don't like training on treadmills. So adding in the little spurts of jogging, which feel fine, I think my legs will be all right, cuts it down to about a 13-minute mile, which is obviously not fast, but certainly doable for the 50K distance. I could even run a little bit slower than that and still be fine, so good to know. Haven't wasted my time. Always a plus. Oh, and I would be remiss to not say who keeps me company on these long runs, or on these treadmill runs. I always have a video up or something, so today it's Carrie Ward's amazing 7.5 hour documentary about the Cocodona 250. So highly recommend it, check it out. And it's an ultra length video, 7.5 hours. That's a lot of dedication. Whew. The heat is gnarly, y'all. I'm only 3 miles in. Sweating buckets. Careful out there, for real. If you're in a place that's hot right now, it can creep up on you. Stay hydrated and all that. All right, so call it an audible here. I'm gonna cut this from 7 to 5 miles. I don't really need 2 more miles at walking pace. I'm gonna give my legs a good, you know, 36 to 40 hours to finish recovering, to feel better for the long run. And I'm probably gonna tack on those 2 miles to the long run, making it 16. I think I'll probably do that. So just finishing up the last 400 meters, just walking it in like a cool down. God damn, your boy's sweaty. Crocs, baby.